Hi there, my name is Erik and I play bass, and today we are checking out the Ampeg SGT-DI. So before we get started with this video, full disclaimer, Ampeg did send me this fine preamp to demo and feature here on my channel. However, I'm not getting paid to say anything nice about it. I'm not getting to keep this unit. It's going back to Yamaha and Ampeg after, I'm done with it. And just so you know, for full transparency, I'm gonna leave my thoughts and opinions about it for the end of the video if you're interested in that. But with that being said, let's get started with this unit here. So the SGT-DI is presented as the all-in-one bass box. You've got lots of cool features here. You got an SVT and a B15 mode. You've got 3 built-in cabinets. You got the option to load in your own IRs. You can also bypass the cab section completely. You got a built-in compressor, and you've got the SGT circuit, which has been featured on the Rocket Bass combos, which I've demoed here on my YouTube channel before. So with that being said and done, let's get into it. I'm using my Yamaha Attitude Limited 3 with a DiMarzio Relentless pickup. I'm going straight into the pedal right now. I've got a few pedals hooked up before it that I'm going to use later on in this video. But for now, this is just the SGT-DI straight into Logic. No post-processing, no studio magic being done here. So with that being said and done, here is what my bass sounds like with the SGT-DI bypassed. There you have it. So we're gonna engage the preamp section now. Here is what the bass sounds like now. So starting from right here, you got your volume, which also is your headphone volume if you're using the headphone output. So, just so you know. So, yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. Beneath that one, you've got the compressor. And you've got this nice LED that lights up when the compressor is engaging. So the compressor, I mean, you can adjust the amount of compression, I guess, but not the threshold, not the ratio, and none of that. It's a really straightforward compressor. One knob, twist and turn to your liking. So, slightly more present day Erik breaking in here to tell you that I got something wrong. And if you don't want to know, just skip this part and see if you can figure it out. And if not, I'm going to tell you now. So, it turns out the voice control only affect the tone when you have the SGT circuit engaged. If I had read the manual, I would have known that, but I'm a man, and apparently men do not read manuals. This is the last time I do this. I swear to God, I'm gonna read the manual from now on properly. So whenever you see me switch between the SVT and the B15 mode, there is nothing happening except for the part when the SGT circuit is engaged. So you can giggle all you want about that. I'm man enough to admit that I messed this up. With that being said, I hope that you can enjoy this video and that it's informative to you, and that the extra repeats of the different EQ settings and whatnot are still valid and helpful to you. So with that being said and done, back to the show. Bye. I'm currently in the SVT mode. I'm gonna go between that one and the B15 now, just so you can hear what everything sounds like, you know, with the control set for 12 o'clock. So here's SVT. So next up, let's go through these controls here. We got, of course, the ultra high, ultra low controls down here, the toggle switches. We're gonna go for those in just an iffy. Let's start off with the bass controls. You can hear what that one sounds like. So 12 o'clock. Let's go for the mids now. So 12 o'clock. And the treble control. So before we get to the SGT circuit and that section, we're gonna go through the ultra high and ultra low sections as well. So everything is set for 12 o'clock. I'm just gonna engage and disengage first and foremost the ultra low, and then we're gonna go for the ultra high as well. So flat SVT. So on the SGT-DI, you've also got the cabinet section. You've got a 115, a 4x10, and an 8x10 cabinet loaded in here. And using an USB cable, you can of course load in your own favorite IRs. And I'm not gonna go through that as well. We're gonna stick to the factory cabinets now. So I'm gonna engage the cabinet section here on the side. You've also got a really nice volume knob for that one that you push and push to adjust the level of the cabinets. I'm gonna engage the cabinets and go through them so you can hear what they sound like with everything for 12 o'clock. So 115. And just by adding one of these three cabs, you get pretty much a full rig experience, so to speak, which sounds pretty darn good, if I may say so myself. These cabs are really well done. I've tried a few units with, built-in cab simulation, which doesn't sound nearly as good as these do. So kudos to Ampeg for these three cabinets that you're shipping the unit with. And I really like the fact that they are, a part of the unit, that you can't, accidentally delete them and lose them forever. They are there, and you flick the switch and you get access to them. And you can, of course, like I said, use your own favorite IRs as well, in case you have something that you think sounds better. So now let's go for the SGT circuit. And we're gonna be in SVT mode to start off, and I'm gonna leave the, let's see. We're gonna leave the 810 on, I think. So engaging the SGT, do like so. And you got grid, and you got level. And if you lower the level, you also lower. So in case you want a mute button, you can of course do like so, if you don't feel like using the SGT. Okay, so here we go. think the 410 sounds the best with this one. So back to SVT and let's So what I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna actually dial in a tone that I actually like myself. We've gone through pretty much all of the features that you got available here. I mean, it's hard to demo the headphone output. You've got a preamp output here on the top as well if you want to plug this into the return of your stage amp and use this as the main preamp. Got a through if you want a clean DI as well when you're recording. Input here, 2 auxiliary inputs, auxiliary volume, and yeah, let's dial something in, shall we? Let's get started. So this sounds like something that I might go for. I'm gonna there we go, I think. This is a tone that I've dialed in using my studio monitors. Not sure how this would translate live. I would have to, bring it to a gig and find out, or to a rehearsal. So what I've gone for is the B15 with the 810 cabinet. I've got ultra low and ultra high engaged. I've cut some treble, boosted some mids, cut some bass, which seems, I guess, backwards that I'm cutting bass and boosting bass, but they work pretty cool in conjunction, so to speak. The SVT sounds great as well. So now that we've got a tone dial in that I actually kind of like, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this preamp now. So the build itself is really nice and solid. Tons of cool features. I really enjoy the built-in cabinets and the tone shaping options that you've got on this unit. So one of the things that I miss with this pedal is a built-in tuner. I can see why you want a preamp bypass. However, it would be really cool to have, a small tuner here, like on the EBS Microbass 3, which you engage and disengaged, and you could use this button as a mute. So the SGT circuit is meant to mimic the growl of a tube amp, and to give you some teeth. However, if you want to use this pedal for more modern metal tones, the SGT circuit here is not what you're gonna want to crank the same way that you might want to crank the drive on some other pedals. It works best at a moderate setting. If you crank it, turns really fuzzy, and it's a tone in itself. However, I wouldn't use it for modern metal distortion. To give you some teeth, it works great. However, it's not my favorite type of distortion tone. I must admit that. The preamp itself, the clean section, really is, the Ampeg tone in a box, which is really cool. The build is great. The SGT is not my favorite type of distortion. I have to admit that. I've placed a few pedals here before, so adding one of those. Adding one of those type pedals to this setup really works. It takes pedals really well, if you will, however, stacking distortion tones with the SGT doesn't really work. However, using crossover types distortion with the SGT sounds better, at least to my ears. So if you want some tube growl and snarl, then the SGT Section is your best friend. Yeah, like I said, my two gripes are that there is no built-in tuner. Otherwise, this would have been, you know, perfect in that sense. And I kind of would have liked some options when it came to, you know, adjusting the compression. There are, of course, other brands out there doing pretty much the same thing, you know, offering the Ampeg in a box tone. However, Ampeg themselves really hit the nail on the head with this one, and there are tons of things that I really enjoy about this preamp pedal DI. And for that old school Ampeg tone, look no further. So with all this being said and done, this was the Ampeg SGT-DI. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. Leave a comment down below if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you have any questions. And I'll see you guys and gals and cats and dogs in the next video. Until next time, take care. Bye.